Oh yeah, what's going on guys? What's going on guys, this is Eagz. Watch this video if you want to know how to jungle pretty much perfectly after you get some sort of lead. I'm also showing this game because this is me playing Graves. Lots of people might think that me playing, like Shaco, fucking the advice I give to people who I coach is only Shaco specific. I mean, first of all, if that was the case, I'm not going to coach people to Challenger who play different champs than Shaco. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that if I play Graves, the same shit is going to happen. So in this game, I want to start red because I'm against a Shaco, so in this game I'm just more flexible if I start red. I can think about invading him straight away. I can level 2 gang somewhere if I want to, highly unlikely, but it can happen. So I just want to start red, clear my top side, hit level 3 really, and then we go from there. I never really want to look top lane because Tryndamere is always going to be fine, as is Shen in this game, so I don't really give a fuck about top. I just want to get bot lane and try influence that side of the map. Mid lane as well, playing around Syndra's prior that she might have, or trying to help her get prior. But anyway, I know in this game the Shaco probably starts red buff. I should probably ping that as well. But anyway, what I want to really get into is after this. So Shaco decides to gank bots. As soon as I see him here, I know his whole top side is up because he's level 3 with red buff, right? So his whole top side is up, his whole bot side is gone. That's the first thought in my head. After this, I know he just Qs. And he doesn't have flash or anything, so I'm just going to Q in and kill him. And while this all happens, and by the way, the reason I ran into his jungle type thing is just to see what clear he's done. I'm not going to lose that much time by doing it. So by scouting him, I know exactly where he is. If his raptors are gone, he's on his top camps. If his raptors, or he's just doing something like this, right? And I'm on the map to react to it. Otherwise, I just run back into my jungle and clear it, right? Here we pick up 2 kills, so I end up killing the Varus after it. I run away. And the Donger is doing some weird shit down here on 100 HP, so I think I can kill him, so I end up, wrapping around, use my sweeper or whatever, and Sona ends up picking him up, or killing him after this. Now, this is really interesting, right? So after all this happens, you have to have, the most important fucking thing, when you're gonna, jungle like a Chow, is having timings in your head, bro. This is fucking what jungling is. It actually is the essence. Coaching all the master junglers I coached in the last, month, the big difference between them and challenger junglers is just knowing fucking timing. So right here, 3:30. Easy, right? It's Scuttle Crab. But you should think about that at 3 minutes. You shouldn't even think about this shit at 3:30. That should already be done. So what I'm thinking about here, and you guys can pause the video if you want to guess, is my Krugs again. Krugs and Raptors. They're level 4, yeah? And because I'm also thinking about another timer, actually. So Krugs is around 4:10, 4:20. I'm also thinking about Dragon. If I do Crab and then I do blue buff, it's probably going to be 4 minutes, yeah? If I then do Gromp, so it roughly takes 20 seconds early game to do camps, then I do Gromp, 4:20, then I do Wolves, 4:40, I've got a recall, and run to Krugs again. It's going to be 5:10. Then I take Raptors, 5:30-ish. Now, Shaco is fucking a champion who just can never do Dragon, right, unless he's got, 3 teammates there, yeah? Because he needs his ultimate. So maybe in this game, I don't have to worry about my top camps being taken. But the issue here, okay, so hopefully you follow all that. If you don't, fucking leave a comment and I'll explain it. And if you do want me to actually draw lines and shit, let me know if it's better to, full illustrate it. The other thing here is that I just killed Shaco. He also knows, because I'm clearing this ward, and I hit this Heimerdinger tower, and I also clear the ward here as well. He knows I'm still bot side. The Shaco's been alive for 10 seconds or some shit, right? So if I'm coaching the Shaco here, or if he's good, he should be thinking about hitting what? He should be thinking about hitting my top side. But the thing here is that, well, I started Krugs and Raptors, so those camps aren't going to be up for another 40 seconds. But that's what I'm saying. If he, for some reason, thinks that I'm still farming my bot camps, he's going to have enough time to take both of those camps. Which is why, hopefully again that makes sense. If it doesn't, fucking let me know. Which is why I'm going to do Crab into blue buff into a base here. I only have time to do 1 camp. I could think about doing Gromp, but again, it's just very likely that after I do Krugs and Raptors, I'm going to clear down to Gromp, right? And if I clear Gromp here and recall, my Gromp and Wolves aren't going to be sequenced. So blue buff into a recall here. Now here I should actually just ping, for danger top. So around top side, I'm not sure if I did. So apparently I did around 350. You can see the pings in the chat. And when you're basing, guys, before I base here, I already know, right? When I'm hitting Crab, I know exactly what I'm going to do. No matter what happens on the map. Unless Ryze tower dives Syndra, and unless their bot lane, magically fucking, dives our bot lane, it's never going to happen, obviously. That's the only reason I'm going to stop my recall and be on the map still. Okay? So when I'm like about to finish this blue buff, I'm going to ping on the way to Krugs because that's what I'm doing. I'm letting my teammates know, look, I'm going to Krugs, Sivir and Sona, you're not going to have me here. And if I'm really scared about them dying, I'm going to ping like around their bot lane, right? So here I'm just running back to Krugs. Now, Shaco, remember, can actually be on the Krugs. So even when I do blue buff, you can see like I'm maybe 15, 20 seconds late for Krugs. But even if Shaco is doing this, I'm going to have counterplay on him. So let's just say I saw Shaco here. I know that I'm stronger because I've got Boots Dirk. I could either, well, chasing him down is probably risky, right? Because it really depends like what he's got. If I see a blue buff on him and he's only got 16 CS, it means he's only done his blue buff and top crab is up. If he's got 20 CS and he hasn't done my Krugs, but I see him here, he's done blue buff, crab, but he hasn't done my Krugs. So maybe I could think after I do my Krugs and hit level 4, I run it as Gromp, because he's still level 3. So you see like how all this information, you have to process it super fucking quick, but it's just based on timings. It's based on timings and seeing the map with the fucking cover off. I know exactly what his camp states are going to look like, even though they're in fog for me. I know that his red buff is gone. His Krugs are up, his Raptors are up. Even after this, right, I could think about going Krugs Raptors into his Raptors. So you see that when I time it this well, it gives myself like just options naturally. I'm not really thinking about hitting his Raptors, but here I actually just see like pattern-wise, if he is topside and if he shows, I can definitely think about taking his Raptors. So here I just do these. I don't care about top lane at all, unless Tryndamere like is legit fucking 50 HP. I'm never going to touch that lane. Here, I could definitely think about going towards his Raptors. I could even think about ganking mid here. This is actually a thing. But the reason I don't want to gank mid is simply because Syndra is like level 6. Ryze, I'm guessing, might be... How the fuck is she level 6, by the way? She's level 6 so soon. Ryze as well, right? Might be level 6 off that, and Shaco might be there. They've got priority. I mean, I could actually swing mid there. But again, the play that's always going to work is me doing this. Because if Shaco is mid, maybe they can, like, you know, 2v2 us. We're probably still going to win, because I'm more fed and Syndra's level 6. But hopefully you catch my drift there. So that is actually a play I could have made, but doing this is more than fine. So we're going to do Wolves, and then my bot lane dies, right? So Shaco shows. Now, this here, I should probably know he's doing this. Maybe I should have pinged. But you can see, like, I'm a level down, and he's 2-1-1. But I'm still going to, like, just 1v9 this game after this. So I'm going to pick up this. No worries at all. After this, okay, so you can see that I'm going to do Dragon here. So let's backtrack and think, how am I doing Dragon here? Like, what the fuck? Like, they just killed my bot lane. Well, HP is always the most important variable in any lane, right? So when I look bot and I see the Varus is on 200 HP... and I see the Heimerdinger is pretty low as well, I know these guys are going to do what after they shove this wave out? What are they going to do here? They're going to recall, right? There's no way they're going to stay, apart from the Donga, because he wants to fucking lose. But yeah, the other ones are recalling, yeah? And they can't do Dragon because Shaco's fucking level 5. He needs to be level 6. Even if that was an Udyr, even if that's a Shyvana, bro, I'm always going to run to Dragon here. See how my bot lane here are on the map as well, so Sona can help me. I know my mid laner is strong. She's full HP, level 6, off a fresh base too. So here I'm just going to ping on the way to Dragon. Sona comes over and helps me do this. I'm not really losing anything either, so if you think top side of the map, right, which is exactly how your brain should work, I'm doing Dragon bot side. I need to think about my top camps. Can Shaco run straight to my red buff? It's a pretty difficult read, and if he does it, right, and I have some sort of read on him, I can just take his red buff. And him taking my red buff, honestly, like, it's a big fucking trek for him, and also his top camps probably aren't going to spawn for a while, because he kind of did them recently. So I think that's like a bit of a stretch, like thinking he's going to do that, but you should think about it. What is the play, or what am I going to lose if I show on the map a little bit more? So if I was to like show bot lane after doing this Dragon, I have to think that Shaco might take red buff, and by that point, maybe Krugs are spawning soon, maybe Raptors, and my whole top side's gone. So again, you just got to think about this. Now here, how much gold am I away from a glaive? So I'm actually like pretty close to a glaive here. Recalling here is also good. So I don't know if you guys see this. I could actually recall here. Why? Timings. Every fucking thing is to do with a timing. Red? I should also know that Krugs are going to spawn soon, just like instinctively here. I even said it before. If I show bot, my Krugs are going to spawn, right? Because I've done some shit after clearing. So if you go like what I did in this game, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp, and then I like picked up some CS under the bot tower. I did Dragon as well, right? Just here. My Krugs should spawn soon. I don't even need to know, like, precisely what the timer is, whether it's fucking 15 seconds, or 10 seconds, like the yellow timer you'll see, or if it's, like, 30 seconds. If I base and run there, I will get there right in time for them. That's the point there I'm making. So here I should actually probably recall. Also in terms of timings, right? Because Gromp is sitting here for sure. Gromp is sitting here still. Is this a level 1 Gromp? I can't see it. Hopefully I like right click on it. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is a level 1 Gromp. I can't remember if I did it on an earlier clear. I think this is still level 1. So me doing this is actually probably fine because it's level 1. I reset it. And again, I don't think I'm going to lose anything top to Shaco. And thankfully here, Shaco is showing ganking a Shen. But just the other point about timings, guys, is that Rift Herald's up in a minute. So if I was to recall after that dragon, run to Krugs, get my red, I'm level 6, Rift Herald is going to be there maybe in 10-20 seconds, and I'm there for it. So if fucking Shaco does anything, I can just do it straight away. Of course, it depends on lanes and stuff, but I'm there as soon, like, I'm just on the map fucking that active. So me doing Gromp here might be a little bit slow, but it's fine. I shouldn't really lose anything, and thankfully Shen kills the Shaco. Pretty fucking weird. Also here, what I could have done, because Shaco ganked top without his red buff, like, he can't gank top at 7 minutes, right? Because his red buff spawns at 640-ish, because he started there. He can't get his red buff, yeah? Because he'll finish that at 650 and then run all the way top. That's like a 30-second trek, and it would be like 730, right, when he shows, if he was to do that. So I know for a fact he hasn't done his red buff, and I fuck up here. So this isn't actually perfect jungling, because here again, like, I don't fucking play Graves or like Umbral Glaive champion, so I just forgot the gold. But what I should do here is just take his red buff after he shows, because you can still, like, you can see he's still, like, dead, right, for 6 seconds. Take his red buff, I have his red buff, I have enough for Glaive, and after I do that, what do? So I've taken Gromp, I now run through the Dragon Pit, I take his red buff, I recall, and I run to Rift Herald, because that would be the timing. I don't even have to do my Krugs or my red buff, I can just run straight to Rift, especially if my mid laner has prio, if Shen has priority, maybe even Trindamir's a free kill at that point. Hopefully you get my point there, right? Obviously, I can only do, like, Krugs and red buff here. I could think about ganking top and all that stuff, but we're going to see what I do here. Guys, I'm out of fucking breath, mate. I'm sweating doing this. But it's, I think it's, like, maybe interactive, even though I'm not, like, talking to anyone. I feel as if it's, like, interactive and useful. And, yeah, if you do want me to, like, do this shit, just let me know, leave a comment, and like the video. Like, it always helps. And it is, appreciated. So here I'm just going to clear my top side. It is actually fine if I want to do Rift Herald straight away. In fact, even here, bro, like, fucking every time I go through one of my games, like, here I think I played really well, and it is good, but, bro, there's actually just, like, ways I can speed up the game. I can do my red buff for 6 and just start the Rift Herald straight away. I know Shaco, you can see my pings, is going to be on his red buff, so red buff into Rift Herald here. There's legit, like, no threat. I can ping Syndra to come over here. Maybe I'm scared of their bot lane showing. Maybe that's it, because their support hasn't shown yet, right? So maybe the Donga... But when the Donga shows, did he show before? Yeah, so fucking... Look at this, mate. Like, the Donga is showing bot with the Varus. I should just go red buff here into Rift Herald, because I know the Shaco is going to be on his red buff. So I can speed up the game here a little bit by doing Rift after my red. So red buff for level 6 into a Rift Herald. Now, if I path away from Rift, this is going to be bad. So notice here how I path back to Rift Herald. Just the most important thing on the map. My walls do not mean fucking anything. There's no dragon up. Fuck bot lane. Like, Rift Herald here is just really, really important. I'm looking mid here because I'm thinking Shaco might show. I've got double prio though, mid and top lane. I'm going to drop this pink ward down just to know if it's warded or not. And here I know that I've pretty much just got a free Rift Herald, and we're going to speed up the game a little bit. While I'm doing Rift, I should just be thinking about if I can put it, like, in a lane that's important. So Shen's lane is not fucking important. So if, like, Trindamir's tower was on 2 tower plates, I'm never going to drop it there because it's redundant. Yeah, like, Shen is not important to this game. Syndra is important, and Sivir and Sona are more important than Shen. Yeah, Shen's going to be sweet regardless. So be careful of doing that in your games. Don't get baited by bad towers. There are good towers, there are bad towers. Even if they're on, like, 2 fucking tower plates and you're going to one-shot them, don't worry too much about it. Here again, because I've got double prio and Shen ult, even though he's kind of low, I can easily just take Shaco's red buff after this, which is what I do. And I don't take any more camps because what I really want to do after this is protect my bot side and if Sivir and Sona get dove. That's what I want to do. The only reason I stay here is because Trindamir's a free kill. And unfortunately, it takes so fucking long to kill this guy, which is actually okay for Shen, right? Because when we kill this guy, Shen's going to get, like, a bunch of experience that Tryndamere won't. So it takes a little bit too long, but anyway. After Krugs, I'm going to recall. Why do I recall here? You should just be able to tell by looking at the minimap. I'm going to recall after Krugs because my bot lane... Well, Sivir died, but also the Sona might get dove by the Shaco. Okay, Shaco's basing here. But my Raptors don't really mean anything, because I want to fucking use this Rift. I want to be on the map here, yeah? So Shaco's recalling, I've kind of matched his timing, and because I'm stronger, I can legit just fucking run anywhere on the map here and be sweet. So when I see my wolves up on my whole bot side, I'm super surprised, because I'm expecting this to go, and at this point, I know I've pretty much won the game. So I'm 2 levels on the Shaco, there he is level 7. I'm again at the Dragon timer. You see, like, how I'm always at these fucking important, like, I'm not going to say objectives, but just points on the map, yeah? These important timings, I'm always there for them. Here I can maybe think about dropping Rift Bot before doing this, but I know Shaco's topside, and my Sivir has time to do this, so just do this straight away. And we get the Dragon, Shaco's here, okay, and all this shit happens, and then eventually there's a fight, and because I'm so strong, we end up just winning the fight. And maybe it's Smurf what I do here. Yeah, I just flash over, right, and try hit the Varus. The Q could have been better, but it's whatever. And we end up getting a bunch of kills, dropping Rift Herald, and I'm 5-0-2 with 100 CS at 13 minutes, and that's pretty much the fucking game. Like, it gets to the point where I just keep doing this stuff, and I just, yeah, take over. If this was useful, guys, again, leave a like. Any questions on the game, if you want, like, me to do illustrations with my fucking epic pen, then yeah, just let me know. Coaching, I'm going to change all that shit. So I'm actually going to make a website, kind of like how I used to, but it's actually going to be like a legit kind of website. So if you are interested in that, I'd highly recommend joining the Discord, which will be linked in the description. Maybe I'll leave a comment as well and pin it. But yeah, join that. So you know when I stream as well, and you can ask me questions and shit, or DM me if you have questions about coaching. And I will see you in the next YouTube upload. Take it easy, don't be shit, bye.